truth. Jesus said, if you remain in my word, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Jesus, the Jew, spoke from a heart filled with the words of the Hebrew Scriptures, the Old Testament, the Torah, the Psalms, the prophets. His prayer, his understanding of his relationship with God, and his actions were fashioned and forged in the fiery furnace of his relationships with his disciples and the ever-diverse crowds that gathered around him. This was the truth he knew and lived and died with. Jesus also said, "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light." Jesus followed the teaching of Micah, the prophet, from the Hebrew Scripture. For this is what God asks of you, only this, to act justly, to love tenderly, and to walk humbly with your God. Well, Jesus challenged, if not condemned, those who chose to not see him in the hungry, the thirsty, the stranger, the naked, and those in prison. He also preached and lived the truth and burden of chesed, a Hebrew word which means God's reconciling gift of compassion, kindness, mercy, love, and forgiveness. In the book of Deuteronomy from the Hebrew Scripture it says, "I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Choose life then, that you and your descendants may live." What are the two roads of choice presented to us, and what are their truths? What are their burdens? One road is to travel alone, choosing to believe the Darwinian truth that life is the survival of the fittest, and only those who work the hardest deserve the spoils, a road that blinds us to the injustices that deny any chance for others to live in human dignity. This is a lonely road where great burdens of great regret are borne. The truths of this journey are sustained in the lies of self-righteousness and narcissism. The other road we might choose is to believe the truth that life is radically relational. We are meant to walk together, bearing each other's burdens, celebrating each other's joys. God's truth is only found in choosing to lean into each day, caring how the other is doing, a spouse or family member, or millions of refugees fleeing war on the other side of the world, choosing to make the world better for them. The truth I know and the burden I chose to carry is that Jesus has been my path. He's not the only path, the only truth, but he's helped me understand that all creation bespeaks the vital presence of God, a God that is known and loved in community with others who share my truth and those that don't. For in the end, the truth of God can never be contained by any of our truths or by all of our truths together. We bear our truths together, and in so doing, our burden is lighter.